Welcome to my video. Here in this assignment, we are going to discuss about Neo4j and how it is helpful in detecting fraud analysis. Today we'll make a quick overview of Neo4j to analyze some data sets in a real world. Uh, Neo4j is a very useful database when compared to the other, because it is used to visualize in a more effective way, unless the other databases like MySQL. So it is very difficult to visualize the database. So Neo4j is one of the thing where we can visualize databases through some nodes and establishing some connections. So here, in order to import the data, so first we need to create project. Then after we need to click on click on this one, and we need to click on open folder, and we need to import. So once we imported the data sets, so then after we need to click on start. So once if you click on start, this is how the this is how the database, I mean, Neo4j browser is gonna be. So here initially, we created some constraints in order to be unique. So then after, here we can see we also uh, we also loaded the set of data sets provided in this assignment. Here we can see we loaded the client, then after we established some a relationship between TFN and client, and followed by a few more, like we can see here, purchase, seller, and all. So once it's done, this is how we are going to load the data set uh, through to Neo4j desktop application. Once it's done, so in the first question they asked, this is how this is how we need to load the graph data set. And here we can see merge, see, perform something. So this means that we are establishing a connection, relationship between client node and transaction node. So this and moreover, here also we can see we established a connection between transaction to seller. So this is how we need to make a relationship between any of the two nodes. So if we look at this, uh, if you look at this transfer, so this is how we transferred, I mean, this is how we loaded the database loaded into the database by using this function, this thing. So we loaded transfer the data set into the database by using this one. Here also we can see we established a relationship between sender and transfer by using this one performed, and similar to this we established some relationship here. uh, Here we can see they ask, like, in order to detect uh, in order to detect like purchases that were made between 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on by the user. So we used this condition. So it means here we can see, uh, uh, we since we have created in the previous one, we have created a relationship between client and purchase. So by this we can perform this query, and we can get the output. So here we used a client perform through to purchase. So Then after uh, we have here we can see, so we got this output of Logan Adams one. So they asked us to get the first, I mean, who spent the most one. So this is how uh, uh, we need to write the query. So then after they asked us to calculate the negative cash flow. So negative cash flow for each client and identify the top five. So this is how the query looks. So here we can see we established I mean, we match with the client with the transaction through performed relationship. So this is how we made the query, and this is how the output looks to be. And then after they asked us to identify the clients who receive money, who receive transfers and purchase from the suspect seller. So actually they gave us Woods, he's a suspect seller, and they asked us to calculate calculate uh, percentage which is greater than 5. So this is how we made the query. So this is how the output looks like. So in the fourth one, they asked us to establish a relationship, and yeah, this is how we establish the relationship to indicate the sequential order of the transaction. So this is for project. Here they asked us to create a graph project, and in order to get this graph project, so we used two plugins name. So this is how we need to install the plugins. So if we look at this, so we have installed Epoch and graph data science library. So this is how if you click on this one Epoch, and just we need to click on install or uninstall, and that's how we need to install the two plugins in order to get this GD graph data, uh, yeah, graph data science. So they asked us here in this question, they asked us to find out the groups with at least five members using the assigned group IDs. So it means that they're asking like we need to group the people, how many members are there in that group. uh, Here you can see, so we have it's like a fraud group with a group size of five members, with a group size of more than five members are equal. So this is how the query looks to be, and here we can see the one which with a group ID 10 group 1031 is having a group size of 10. It means that um, the 10 members are there in this group. Similarly, similarly we can see a total of uh, yeah, here, so greater than or 5, right? So we got till 5. And then after they asked us to establish a graph between client and yeah, client and the hashed email and this all. So so identify. So this is how we establish a graph. Yeah. So then after, if we move on to the next query, so they asked us to give they asked us to uh, uh, find the clients for fraud groups with more than five members. So see, so this is how the query looks to be, and here we kept as group size greater than five because they asked us to make uh, uh, find out the group, find out the fraud group with more than 5 members, not more than or equal to. This is how the query looks to be. And here we can see we performed this one, and we got the uh, output of crimes, fraud groups with more than 5 members. So here we can see we got a total of 112 records. And then after we established the fraud projection, right property, and we just displayed the node properties return and component count. Then here they asked us to here we can see we have created a stream, and then after similar we just returned node id and client name and component id. Here we can see, so in this query we can see we used order by with the score with a descending order. So it's gonna return the based in the descending order based on the score. So we just set it to 10, so it's gonna return only 10 records, first 10 records by through I mean from by sorting it out from descending order. So this is how the query looks to be. And and then after this is how the um, uh, uh, Neo4j Bloom we have used in the part 4 of part B, part 3 question, part B question. So this is how the Neo4j Bloom output looks like. So we used something like client group ID equals to 1032. So the one with the 1032, we got this output. So this is how the output. And here we can see 10 nodes we got for client. And finally this is how we are going to detect uh, scammers. Like we can see here the one who yeah, here we can see group as well. So this is with our client name and the fraud client name. So this is how the it looks this is how we can detect the scammers by using Neo4j. uh, that's it. Yeah, thank you, thanks so much.